Hi everyone, it's Genene here with Tom again to help me out. Welcome to day number 12 of your 30 days of meaningful connection. Today we're going to connect with the Sun Salutation B series, and we're going to be doing a lot of modifications in case you need them. If you do not need them, then just follow along with Tom. Otherwise, I'll be doing all the modifications. If you are going to be doing something modified, you may need a chair and you may need 2 blocks or 2 blocks. So grab your props and we'll get started. As you come to standing, let's come to the front of our mats to start. Find Tadasana and realizing before we even begin the Sun Salutation B series, because it is sometimes quite challenging, the taller you are, the longer your body, the more challenging it will be. If you're shorter, it will be easier. That's just body mechanics. So enjoy working with Tom because he's super tall compared to me, and so it's going to be harder for him. So hopefully he will help you get motivated as we're going along. Now from here, let's inhale, stretch your arms overhead, and then exhale, bow, Uttanasana. Step your feet back and into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. So if you here, find your center, find your sitting bones lifting up to the sky, and reach your heels down to the floor. Lift your arm bones up to support your heart as it yearns to pull through your arms. Now inhale your right leg in the air. Keep it nice and strong and firm. Exhale, right knee to chest. Pull in with your low belly. Inhale, lift the leg. Exhale, draw it in. One more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, draw in. Step your foot right between your hands. Now bring your left knee down to the floor and take a breath. So we're going to be reviewing the asanas that are different in Sun Salutation B versus Sun Salutation A. So first up, warrior one. Going slow. Anjaneyasana first. Inhale your arms overhead. And then lean your hips forward. If you can, exhale, hands down to the ground. Lift your back knee off of the floor for a high lunge here. And now keeping your hips pointing forward, spin your heel down to the floor, your left heel. Keep your right knee bent. So shifting your weight so your back inner thigh lifts up so that there's weight on the outer edge of that left foot. Then inhale, lift up, warrior one. So your left foot is turned out either 15 degrees out to the side or 75 from bottom up, depending on which degrees you like. And then exhale, hands down to the floor. Step your right leg back to meet your left, downward facing dog. Feel the difference between right and left, what's opened up for you. And then inhale, left leg in the air. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Look right between your hands. This is what you're going to be doing in your Sun Salutation. And then step your left foot forward. So bring your right knee down to the ground. And then inhale, stretch your arms overhead. And then exhale, hands down to the floor. Lift the back knee up for this high lunge. Take a pause. So anytime you're having trouble stepping your foot between your hands, try stepping it to the outside of the hand, or you can take your hand to the ankle and place it. You can take the back knee down to the ground while you're doing that. Meanwhile, spin your right heel down to the floor. Foot turned out again about 15 degrees, somewhere around there. Left knee bent. Draw into the center of your pelvis. Inhale, rise up powerfully, warrior one. And then exhale, hands down to the ground. Step your left leg back to meet your right. Stretch everything out. Full deep breaths here, in and out through your nose. And at the end of your next exhale, walk your feet forward, Uttanasana. Extreme forward, intense forward bend. Draw your legs together. Join your legs together. Bend your knees nice and deep. Preparing now our Utkatasana, our fierce chair pose. Pull your belly off of your thighs. And then inhale, reach your arms overhead. And then exhale, hands in front of your heart. Come to standing. Release your arms down. Now we'll do Utkatasana from standing. Inhale, bend the knees, reach the hips back, arms overhead. And exhale, come to standing. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. Modification number one will be sitting in the chair or follow along with Tom. If you're sitting in the chair, remember you always have the option to keep both hands on the wall the entire time if you need more balance. Before we begin, scooch over to the right and take the right leg back outside the chair legs and bend your knee towards the ground. If it does not reach the ground, place a folded blanket on both sides of the chair outside the chair legs to rest your knees. Let's try the same thing on your left side. Scooch over to the left and take the left leg back, placing it on the blanket if you need to. Now bring your feet under your knees and your knees in line with your hips. If your legs are long and your knees are higher than your hips, place a blanket on your chair seat. If your legs are short and your knees are lower than your hips, place a block underneath each foot. Tadasana. Begin with your arms by your side or hands in front of your heart. Utkatasana. Inhale your arms to the sides of your chair seat. Grab firmly. Push the hips back and lift them up off the chair as much as possible. Uttanasana. Exhale, hands on thighs and bow, elbows bent forward, crown of head resting on the wall. If available, walk your hands to the floor, to the outside or inside of the legs, depending on your flexibility. This is where you would grab blocks if you cannot touch the floor. Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale, bring your hands onto your thighs, lift your head off the wall, and extend your spine upward. Uttanasana. Exhale, bow forwards, hands to the floor, head resting on the wall again. Plakasana, plank. Inhale, hands to the wall, shoulder height. Exhale, straighten the arms, neutral spine. Chaturanga. Exhale, bend elbows straight back, leaning the torso forward. Bhujangasana, Cobra. Inhale, lift your chest and head, extending your spine. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, hands reach up as high as possible, then place the palms and the forehead on the wall, hips reaching back into the chair seat. Virabhadrasana 1. Inhale, hands down the wall, shoulder height. Move the left leg back outside the chair legs. Left knee bends towards the ground in line with hip joint. An option to stretch your left arm up to the sky if you have balance. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, hands reach up the wall as high as possible, and then place the forehead on the wall, hips reaching back into the chair seat. Virabhadrasana 1. Inhale, hands down the wall, shoulder height. Move the right leg back outside the chair legs. Right knee bends towards the ground in line with the hip joint, and an option to stretch the right arm up to the sky. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, hands reach up the wall as high as possible, and then place the forehead on the wall, hips reaching back into the chair seat. Plakasana. Inhale, hands to the wall, shoulder height. Exhale, straighten the arms, neutral spine. Chaturanga. Exhale, bend the elbows, straight back, leaning your torso forward. Bhujangasana, Cobra. Inhale, lift your chest and head, extending your spine. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, hands reach up as high as possible, and then place the palms and the forehead on the wall, hips reaching back into the chair seat, taking several breaths here. Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale, bring your hands onto your thighs, lift your head off the wall, and extend your spine upward. Uttanasana. Exhale, bow forwards, hands to the floor, head resting on the wall again. Utkatasana. Inhale, firmly grab your chair seat, push the hips back and lift them up off the chair as best as possible. And then Tadasana. Exhale, set your hips down, sit upright, arms by your sides or hands in front of your heart. So as you'll notice when we go through, I'll offer the option in between the two warrior ones for an extra vinyasa. I do not personally do it because it bothers my back. Tom does not do it. He is very tall. But we will give you enough space so that if that's the way you generally practice, you'll have time for that. Modification number 2 is if you need to stay standing upright, then you would grab a chair, put it on the front of your mat, chair back facing towards you. If you're not, follow Tom again. Join your legs together. Hands to chair seat or not. Utkatasana. Bend the knees. And now exhale. Forward fold. And if you're in the chair, you're stepping back. Inhale up halfway. If you're down on the there, if you're in the chair, stay there. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plank. So you just shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Lift your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. So you would walk back just the same here. Now step your right foot forward. Right knee bends. Turn your left foot flat. And now inhale, come up into warrior one. Maybe you lift your left arm up to the sky. And now exhale, come down. Step back. Option for a vinyasa or staying in down dog. You could inhale plank, exhale chaturanga. Inhale into up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Step your left leg forward. Turn your right foot flat. And then inhale, reach your arms or your right arm. Exhale, set everything down. Lower down. And vinyasa, step your left leg back. Inhaling plank. Exhaling chaturanga. Inhaling up into up dog, cobra. Exhale, down dog. This is where you regroup, you hang out. If you would like, you can come down into child's pose. Tom is going to actually demonstrate that now. Toes together, knees wide. Stretch. Child's pose is an option at any time. If you're in child's pose, come back up into down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, and then walk forward. Join your legs together, bend your knees. Utkatasana. Exhale, bow forwards. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, bow. And inhale, rise to standing. Reaching arms overhead. And exhale, hands in front of heart. Release your arms down by your side. For our third modification, which is going to be for sciatica or low back pain, taking out spinal flexion today. So forward bending, we're taking it out. So as I am walking you guys through the modifications, so if you're not doing the modification, follow along with Tom. He'll be doing the regular Sun B series that you're used to. Join your legs together, Utkatasana. Inhale, reach your arms up, bend your knees, and then exhale, either bow forwards or, if you're with me, come to standing. Hands to your thighs or not. Inhale, look up halfway. Gentle back bend. Exhale, come back to center. Now inhale, step your left leg back, and then your right leg back, and come into plank. Either exhale, chaturanga, or stay here. And then inhale, up dog or cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Modified warrior one, come onto your knees and then step your right leg forward. Everyone together, inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, hands come down. And then step your right leg back to meet your left, downward facing dog. You can do a vinyasa flow here or stay here. Plank, chaturanga, cobra, or up dog, and then joining us for downward facing dog. Modified warrior one, left leg forward, come down to your knees first, and then step your left leg forward. Inhale, everyone, arms overhead. And exhale, hands come down, stepping left leg back. And everyone together is going to do a vinyasa flow, chaturanga or not. Inhale, up dog or cobra, chest open, shoulders down. Exhale, downward facing dog. Regroup, re-listen. How are you feeling? Tom? Again, if you're with me, come to your knees so that you could step your right leg forward and then step your left leg forward and bend your knees, Utkatasana, and everybody else come forward and then join us for Utkatasana, reaching your arms up, and exhale, Tadasana. Take a breath. And for our last Sun Salutation B series, it's practitioner's choice. Choose any of those modifications that you would like, and I'll be guiding Tom through Sun Salutation B regular and giving him little tips and tricks. Let's all begin coming to the front of our mat. Join your legs together. Utkatasana, bend your knees. Inhale, stretch your arms up. And exhale, bow, Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale, extend your spine. Good. Exhale, bow, Uttanasana. Inhale, plank. Exhale, vinyasa, up dog or cobra, whichever you want to do. Now, drop your shoulders back, yes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot between your hands. Left foot flat, warrior one. Bend your right knee, inhale, reach your arms overhead. You got it. Exhale, lower down. Step back, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here so that if the rest of you want to do another vinyasa, you got time. Step your left leg forward. Turn your right foot down, warrior one. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Stretch. Exhale, bring your arms down. Step your left leg back to meet your right. Plank. Good. Inhale into up dog. Back. More, you can do it. And exhale. Downward facing dog. Now, Tom, bring your feet a little wider. There. This is where you get to gather, calm down, rest. Look in between your hands. Choose to either walk or jump your feet forward. Uttanasana. Inhale up halfway. Good. Exhale, bow. Utkatasana, bend your knees. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Stretch through the fingers, stretch through the arms, and exhale, Tadasana. Let's come down to lying on our backs. Knees bent, feet flat. Bridge pose, Setu Bandha Sarvangasana. Make sure your feet are parallel. And then press down through your feet. Inhale, lift your hips. Maybe you choose to roll your shoulders under a little bit, clasp your hands or not. Deep breaths into what you're feeling. Feel every vertebra of your spine lifting off of the ground. And then exhale, lower down. Now roll onto your right side. Press up. Extend your legs out in front of you. Bend your right knee. Janusirsasana, head to knee pose. Place the sole of your left foot to the inside of your left thigh, right foot, left thigh. You can turn your leg bones in to create more space in the pelvis area. And lift your left hip, turn that thigh bone in. Go to the other side. Notice the difference that makes. And then turn your heart and your belly to the left. This is a twist. And then inhale, lengthen. And exhale, start to bow, but keep the top rim of your pelvis moving forward. So Tom can demonstrate what not to do if you like. So see how the top rim of his pelvis starts to go backwards, and we want it to go forwards, and he just doesn't have that. So he's going to back off, and then you'll see that this can come lift up. And that's where he needs to be. Inhale, walk up. Switch sides. Left leg goes in. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist to the right. And then exhale, bow, leading with your pelvis, not your head. That's going to be a problem. You'll get stuck. And then maybe you walk your hands out further. Maybe you can grab your foot, but instead of grabbing and yanking forward, just use it as a guide, and then use your spine to go deeper. Use your belly. Inhale, come up. Extend your left leg out. Roll down onto your backs. Drop both knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug for all the work that you did today. Exhale deeply, pressing your low back into the floor, releasing any tension you're holding there. Release your legs down. Straighten your legs one at a time. Shavasana. Gently closing your eyes. And you can stay here as long as you like. For now, thank you so much for joining me and Tom today. And I can't wait to hear how this sequence worked for you. Namaste.